Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Marco. I'm a former professional opera singer and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective. Today we're checking out Caligo Miasma of Night. I'm assuming this is that big ice dragon thing. That's interesting. So, I mean, even this as well, it reminds me a bit of Gnosis in the sense that Gnosis, I forget. The Moth. There's an elegance within the piano that I think, now I've seen a picture of this. It was in the trailer. So, I mean, I sort of like kind of know what I'm looking at here, but there's elegance and grace within that piano that I think really delivers on itself, plus the mysticism in the chorus, number one. Number two, one of the things that's really cool to me is the fact that we represent ice, snow, wind with the piano. The piano represents those things, and even though it's in the lower middle range of the keyboard, it still will linger on that idea of like ice shards or, you know, majestic, huge wingspan, that kind of stuff, which is really cool. It's so interesting to me to, hear essentially like of a cinematic piano piece in a FromSoft. Like that's not, I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't even think I've ever heard piano, and like it's so elegant and clearly very sad. I mean, it's just a tragic piece and it feels like losing everything and feeling like giving up and not knowing where to turn anymore. There's still like, you know, the upper register piano still showcases throwing the icicles and ice attacks and iced dust and snowy wind and shit. But like in general, like what we end up getting is just this broken piece of like, I've lost everything. Yada, 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 yada. It's weird because it's not really about us at all. It just feels like we've just given up on everything. It's got similar sensations to Garamond the First Hunter. You know, it feels like our brain house, whatever, is on fire. And we have nothing left. And where do we even go? You know, it's lost. It really just feels like lost to me. Oh, Gwyn had piano, obviously, of course. the dying gasps of like the last of its kind almost. Like it's done through acceptance and heroicism, and it's like, I know I'm going to go down, but I'm going to do everything in my power to take you with me. There's tons of doubling in there. The piano is so front and center. The chorus, the violins, they're all doubling. The brass, re-emphasizing that. It really does feel like the dying. This song is about like, you know, there's a poem that I was thinking about while this song was playing, like, do not go quietly into that good night. And, you know, let fire burn and whatever. And it feels to me like that is this, but in musical form, where it's like, I'm not going to allow myself to be defeated without, even though I'm at my last breath, I am going to choose how I'm going to go out, right? It's like a powerful statement to itself of saying like, you know, no matter what happens here, I know I'm probably going to die, but I'm going out on my terms. And it's very, very, very evocative and stunningly beautiful. I mean, it very much feels like, actually, to be honest with you, it doesn't really feel like a FromSoft track at all. It feels much more like a Xenoblade track. Whatever the hell that even means. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, like, it's so emotionally poignant and charged with size and grandeur and sort of self-respect, if that makes sense. I love that. You know, everything I just said now in the phase 3 that says, no. You know what? Fuck dying. It looks the player in the eyes and it says, you know what? Fuck that. No, I know. It's almost like, I know what I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. You know, it's like that reaffirmation, self-affirming of saying like, I'm not, why would I choose to back down? Why am I being so mopey? Why am I allowing myself to be walked all over? I am Caligo, miasma of night. I will not be sundered. You know, I will not be killed. The piano, I mean, it's just so elegant. You know, it's interesting because it's less, it's a little bit less, it's more like advanced classical music than, you know, the classical time period. And it does have like echoes of Yoko Shimomura and, you know, Velkhana from Monster Hunter Wild/Rise. Like there's a bit that's more classically based, like Baroque and classical time period. This is much, much grander, more romantic, of course, which is the standard scope when we listen to FromSoft music. But this is really like a doubling down of saying like, I know who I am. I'm not going to allow you to snuff me out, not without me going out on my own terms, but it's like a reaffirmation of like what those terms are. Do you hear that though? You hear that? Biara-ya, biara-tia, biara-tia, da-da-ya. You know what I mean? Like that's really that repetitive pattern down is really the sort of re-emphasis or the doubling into saying like, no, I will not die like that. You know what I mean? Like it's strong. It's strong but emotional, which is very important. You know, there sometimes we conflate strength with a lack of emotion, but strength is emotion, but you know, focused in on self power and moving through things that are difficult and stuff. It's really that's really impressive. Huh. That's very unexpected. It's phenomenal to hear a truly emotionally laden track. I mean, we've had those Elden Beast and so on and so forth, and there's plenty of emotional tracks, you know, the main theme from Dark Souls 3, you know, all the credits themes, so on and so forth. But like, there's something about hearing this sort of modern piano writing that is both romantic and classical, and also like it feels very out of place in a good way for FromSoft. And I think like it's definitely a very, 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 to my ear, tonally different direction than previous installations of FromSoft games, previous installments, excuse me, installation. And so there's something about that is very visceral in the same way as, say, Elden Beast. To me, that's just is a refusal to die. And at the end, it really does feel like that phase 3 is just, you know, this being raising itself off of the ground. Maybe it hasn't flown the entire time, and it just like releases a torrent from its wings of snowy wind that like can absolutely slay you in a single burst or something. Like there's something so powerful about it finding itself for a moment. It's like the last gasp. They say that when, you know, a couple days before people die, there's this surge of adrenaline and energy where, you know, they have a moment of regaining their composure. And that's what it feels like to me. It's interesting. It's a really powerful piece and one I enjoyed that immensely. That's insanely good. I do want to watch it though. Hold on. Oh, I told you. Ice Mist. Called that shit. Oh my god. It looks like freaking, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, see, yeah. Oh my gosh, what? It freezes the sky? That's what I was literally describing. Ah, God, that's unreal. I mean, I think that may be one of the best visually. I really thought that Elden Beast was absolutely beautiful, but I mean, like that music and fight, I think is like reverence for, you know, such a powerful boss. I mean, it's incredible. The everything about it is just like that's like maximum FromSoft, you know what I mean? Like that's what they're capable of. And that's really even like they could even go further than that just because of like, you know, I mean, it's just astounding. Like the imagery, the sound, it's all just like hand in hand, just astounding. That is a track I would play for a non-gamer to introduce them to FromSoft. I think that and Ludwig to me are easily two of the best tracks that FromSoft's ever made. You know, I'm really like blown away by that. That's It's really, really crazy powerful. There's more Nightreign on the channel. There's certainly more FromSoft on the channel. Thanks a ton, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.